Hello.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here. Now be sure to watch Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV by subscribing on YouTube and following them on social media for all the latest Leicester City news and information. Come on you foxes!
Strap yourself in, because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts. Leicester Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready?
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, fellow Fox fans. How are we feeling? Any better? Not really. I mean, who would we soon be facing this weekend? Norwich City, who are bottom, and we should beat them, or Manchester City, Chelsea, who we probably look at and go, yeah, we might not beat them. After that performance, to be totally honest with you, if we perform like that, I don't think we could beat Rochdale, Scunthorpe, or any of those sort of teams. And no disrespect to them, but we were just that bad. And we know, don't we? We know, if we're honest, that Leicester City have got one of those performances in them. We saw it last season against West Ham twice. We saw it against Fulham. We certainly saw it against Newcastle towards the end of the season. And, you know, you're thinking, why are we still doing performances like that? Because the players don't intend to be bad, but quite simply, they were. And it's not just me that thinks it. My co-host this evening, let's welcome him in, Daniel. Good evening, Daniel.
Hi, you're right, Chris?
Yeah, no, well, I'm just about getting over it, but I was on a post-match West Ham channel for my sins. It's like my punishment, and they said like, "What went wrong?" And I just said we were shit. I mean, it right? Basically sums it up, doesn't it?
It does. What went right? You could have said. But...
exactly. Yeah. David, yeah, I am good. West Ham Van Zach. I mean. You said here, good game on Monday. Well, you would think so. I got a bit shaken when you got one back. Do you know what? I don't know if you thought this, Daniel, because when we played them back end of last season, we were 3 down and we got it back to 3-2 because of Inacho getting a couple of late goals. And we do know that they have got that problem, West Ham. But even when we got that one, which was very scrambled goal, I didn't feel confident.
No. I say we just weren't at it, were we? We didn't turn up.
No. I mean, do you not? I mean, it reminded me so much. We were just talking before we came on about the Southampton game, the 9-0. When it was actually Perez who got injured or fouled by Bertrand. How times change, eh? And I can remember Saints fans having a go at, and I can never say his name, Huthenhar, whatever he's called, and for not making any changes. But you're 1-0 down, you're one man down, it's half time. Surely you make changes.
Yeah. like I said to you earlier, I thought up until they scored, I didn't think we'd started too badly, although we kept giving the ball away a little bit. But I think once the sending off happened, that was it. It was downhill from there, and then Soyuncu had a moment of madness, didn't he, and gave them the ball for the second goal, and it was.
I think his mate had got him down for an assist, and that's what he was trying to do. I mean,
so
yeah,
that didn't help the situation. We never. I mean, I know we scored one to go make it 2-1, but it was they were just pressing us. We're playing this ball across the back, and I think they're just a bit too physical for us to do that. Do you know what I mean? I think they were much more physical than us, much more hungry than us on the night, and they bullied us really in all areas. That's how I saw it.
They did. They out. I mean, a lot of the West Ham fans were saying, they out Leicester, and I think that is a pretty good summing up of it. I mean, they were the hungrier. They did to us exactly what they did to us in the 2 games last season, so it shouldn't have come as a surprise to Brendan.
No.
He should have been ready for it, and they were first to every first ball, but they were also first to every second ball. I mean, I actually made a joke, but I don't think it was a joke, that we would have been better if we'd had Antonio's cardboard cutout in defence. we might not have been as bad, but it was one of those games. And I know, Turf. Good evening, Dan. How the devil are you, sir? Shaky start, but then the big teams. Yeah, I'm not panicking. But the idea about tonight's show is we know we've got to make changes because we're at least Perez out, and I think we agree, Dan, that we're going to have to, Daniel, that we're going to have to make some other changes on that performance.
Yeah.
But I'm not panicking. I'll panic a little bit because I think with Wolves we were hanging on.
Yeah.
West Ham we were awful. Norwich we will see. And if we have a bad performance against Norwich, maybe then I'll start to think, hang on a second, But hopefully we can turn it around. Do you think it's a good thing to be playing a Norwich next, or would you sooner be playing a Chelsea?
I think I'd sooner be playing a Norwich, definitely. I mean, we don't want another good hiding, do we, really?
No, we don't. But it's almost like, if we lost to Chelsea...
Raise the game, you mean, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Leicester being Leicester, we all seem to do better against the big teams. But I mean, Chelsea, they had totally obliterated Arsenal on the pitch the other night. And I think if we lost to Chelsea, you could come around and go, well, okay, but that was Chelsea.
Yeah.
If we lose to Norwich, that's going to be like, yeah, we're going to be. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be shouting for Brendan to go, and I'm not going to be shouting for players to go, etc. But
let's be right though. I mean, it's football. On the night, Norwich could beat anybody at home.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's football, isn't it? It can happen. So I'm not going to panic if we lose narrowly to Norwich. If we get spanked again,
that might be different. Like you say, during that Great Escape season, we weren't winning, we were losing every week, but we weren't losing by great amounts, and we were putting the performances in.
I don't know about you, but I think pre-season's just been a bit lackluster. Yeah. I don't think I haven't been impressed with the pre-season. To be honest, no pre-season doesn't count for a lot, but there was less to get excited about. I mean, the signings have looked amazing that we've made, and really exciting. But it didn't sort of see a lot of them, and it was just the way you set teams out. It was chopping and changing them at half time and stuff. It didn't really get a good feeling of what his best side was. I don't think, but
yes. I mean, we again held on against Villarreal. We got the injury against Villarreal, and we what's the word I'm looking for? We were lucky against Man City. We were a minute from it going to penalties, and the outcome could have gone either way. So results you look at the thing and think, well, the wins. I just want to bring a point up here that Dan said again from Turf Moorhouse TV, and get going over there, guys, because it's a great channel. Dan's a bit of a laugh, and like the rest of us, Dan hasn't got a lot of hair up top, so he's part of the Arthur Scargill gang. I know I'm not Perez's biggest fan. I was actually speaking to Jeff Thomas. No, I wasn't. Jeff Peters. Jeff Thomas was the football player. Jeff Peters, who's Talk Sport presenter, and it shows up live on the channel now. And it was a great conversation that I had with him, I say, on this channel. And he said about Perez that Perez is better than a lot of Leicester fans probably think he is, but not as good as Brendan Rodgers thinks he is. And I thought, that is a great summing up of him.
It is. I mean, he does a lot of good movement off the ball that you don't always see. But, when we won the FA Cup, it was him who got the touch. I know it was a bit debatable, that was the handball, but he was in the right place at the right time and laid the ball off, didn't he, to Tom? Was it Luke Thomas, I think, who passed it to Tielemans? So he was involved in the goal. So he does a lot of good stuff. But, I just think he's one of them players with his mannerism. He looks lazy, the way he holds himself, the way he struts around. But, there is more to his game than what people let on. I don't think it's manners out, but
I don't think Leicester help themselves, because if you go on the team sheet, on the team page on the website, they've got him down as a striker, and I don't think by any stretch of the imagination that you can call him a striker.
Well, he's certainly not a winger, is he? I know they play him out of position, don't they? No. But I think as a backup, he's a deep rolling striker, isn't he? He's number 9 or
yes, yeah. I mean, I know when Brendan bought him, one of the things he said was that he saw Perez as his first line of defence.
Yeah, he's a link player, isn't he? He links stuff together.
Yes, yeah. David there says, "Who is our Hawthorne Morgan?" Well, I was hoping Vestergaard was going to be, because he's a big bugger. Excuse me. But of course, he's only been with us 1 week and he got injured. What is it, with defenders? And Griff's Olympic journey. Welcome along, mate. You're a Liverpool fan. You're always welcome here. We're always up for banter and content.
Is Bertrand still ill?
Yeah. No, Bertrand is back, which will make our decisions in a few minutes interesting. But Vestergaard's still out, and that is going to be the interesting thing. But Griff's, first of all, thank you very much for your very kind words there. But what we're going to do, we're going to bring this by the magic of the internet. And I do apologise that we just said earlier, didn't we? We've got Donald Trump and Mendy both on the same page. That's the BBC for you. And there's not often you look at a page and think that, well, maybe Donald Trump's not the worst person on it. But we're going to try and pick a team. But first of all, we obviously need to think and try and agree on a formation. Do we stick, first of all, with the back? Do we stick with the 4 at the back? Do you think, Daniel?
Well, we're pretty light on defenders. I don't think we've got any choice but to play 4, have we? We couldn't play 5. So we haven't got 3 centre-offs.
No. And do you think, I mean, Soyuncu, we saw him have a bad game. And, we know that...
have we ever seen him have 2 bad games in a row? We haven't.
Well, this is the thing. He does like that Cruyff Brazilian type of move on the edge of the box, doesn't he? And sometimes it maybe he's starting to believe his own publicity and the fact that he can play a pass without looking. But I don't like him in a back 3/5, because let's be honest with you, a back 3 and 5 are the same thing, whether you just depends whether you go forward or coming back. Yeah. I think he needs somebody next to him, doesn't he?
He does. Unfortunately, it's Marty at the minute, isn't it? But
well, yes. Unfortunately,
but to be fair to Marty, I think he was the better of the 2 on that particular game. He didn't really do much wrong in my eyes.
I think the problem is that everybody that was in that team has been tarred by the same brush because it was such an awful performance.
Yeah.
I mean, our man of the match for Leicester Till I Die was Schmeichel. And when your goalkeeper's the man of the match, that kind of maybe sort of says what sort of game you're going on. But I agree with you. I don't like Soyuncu with just 3 at the back. He scares me even more. So, yes, I think we've still got to go for 4, like you say. Do we then have the 2 holding midfielders still? I think so.
Well, I would like to drop Ndidi back and take Amati out, actually.
Well, we'll come on to the actual players in a second.
Yeah.
But do we still go for 2 midfielders?
I just wanted to go for 1 defensive midfielder.
Right. So 4-1, and then how many across in front of whoever's in that position?
I'd go with Tielemans and Dewsbury Hall, I think, in the middle. So
are we going 5? Oh, hang on. Let's just go up front, because at the moment we're playing 1 up front.
Yeah.
With Hardy, and yet it was the back end of last season when we were doing so well. It was when we had 2 up front.
Yeah, I'd bring Nacho in to help Vardy. Definitely.
Brilliant. We're doing well here. Yeah. We're actually agreeing, folks. 2 football fans that I so want to say, let's have 2 up front. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got basically a 4-1-3-2. Then I think is what we're looking at.
Yeah.
So let me just hope that the BBC have got that. There we go. Which they haven't. So well done, the BBC. 4-4-2. 4. Oh, I suppose 4-2-3-1. Didn't? Oh no, we said 4-1, didn't we?
What about that? Oh no, it's 5 at the back, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose that's going to be the closest. 4-1-2-1-2.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, because that still gives you the 3 in front of the attacking
Yeah.
Right. So let's start with what is probably the Liverpool fan says, please buy Origi from us. We need to sell him. But I tell you what, I'm happy to do a swap with you. If you take Perez, we'll take Origi, because he can't be any worse than Perez. So if you want to do that swap deal, I mean, Perez, I wouldn't even give Perez to Arsenal. I've got to be honest with you. That's how bad it is. But here's where it gets interesting, because are we going to agree on the team? So we're going to have to sort of maybe do a bit of bartering here, Daniel. But I think we've probably agreed on who's going in as goalkeeper, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, Kasper Schmeichel's got to be him, hasn't it?
It has. Now,
although his kicking sometimes annoys me.
His kicking has always annoyed me, and I think we've just got to accept with Kasper that he can't kick it. He can't sort of always find players, but I think the rest of him kind of makes up for that, doesn't it? Yeah. But you know his ball's likely to go into the crowd as it is to one of our players. But yeah, he's got a few of the good points that cancel that out. Okay, so across the back, we're going to go for the two central defenders first of all.
Yeah.
So are we going to stick with Soyuncu?
Well, we haven't got much choice, have we? Really?
No, no. I mean, like you say, how often does he have 2 bad games in a row?
He doesn't. Well, I can't remember it.
No. So I think because he's going to have somebody at the left back there, I think we'll have him in. Now then, here may be our first disagreement on. It might not be. It might not be.
I can drop Ndidi back there.
No, see, it's not letting me do that.
No.
BBC being the BBC, won't let me do that. So I'm kind of.
Well, we're gonna have to stick with the Marty then. We haven't got.
No, because we're not letting the BBC beat us. We'll leave a gap there, knowing that we're going to put. And I actually was going to argue with you, but I think I would put Ndidi back there, definitely, yes.
Yeah.
So let's say we've got Casper, we've got Soyuncu, and we might be losing something in midfield, but we'll come on to that in a second. Now, do you stick with Luke Thomas or do you bring Ryan Bertrand in?
Bertrand.
Yes, I totally agree with you on that one. I mean,
Rodgers, in the pre-season, I think he's one of the players who had the best pre-season, to be honest.
I agree 100%. He, but they're just saying here that Soyuncu needs that head next to him, that older head that can kind of just sort of take control.
Well, he's got that, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he wanted that used to be Evans, but of course we know Johnny Evans isn't there. So we're going to go with Ryan Bertrand. And no disrespect to Luke Thomas, he looked a bit knackered the other night, to be honest with you. And I think he's young, and I think just occasionally taking him out the firing line won't do him any good. And I'm not saying this is a must-win game, but I think we've got to get something out of this game, and
we need a performance, don't we? We need if we get a draw and we have a good performance, I think everybody would feel a bit better, wouldn't they? But
I've watched Ryan Bertrand, Bertrand now I'm off on my French again. Ryan Bertrand, like you say, his performances pre-season, and he's a talker. Yeah, he does. And I think he is that missing link when we haven't got Johnny Evans in there. Now Castagna might well be back in with his injury because he's back. Or do you stick with Pereira? Or
I'd stick with Pereira. Sorry,
him as well. Both of them.
Yeah, I'd stick with him because I think he hasn't done a lot wrong. He's looked like that. He was great for the goal against Wolves, wasn't he? He did really well there.
Oh, he was.
And we're going to need somebody to get up and down. So
yes. I mean, would you bring Castagna into that centre back, or would you still stick with Ndidi?
Can he play centre back? Has he played?
He's a defender. I suppose Ndidi's had more experience there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Now this is where it gets interesting because, of course, normally on this holding midfielder, we would be going for Ndidi, but
I'm going to go for the new guy, Samara, whatever his name is, Samara.
This is absolutely oh, he's there. Sorry, BBC, I was about to shout at you then. And look, if we've still got Genghis under there, look, we can still pick him according to the BBC. But Samara, yes, I agree with you. I think he should. Well, we agreed before. The changes that Brendan made should have been done. Some of them at half time, and he came on for 10 minutes, and the game was lost. Do you know what I mean? But yes, I think put him in that position there, and I know he is a bit of a box to box midfielder, but I think he can do a job for us there.
He can get stuck and he's not afraid of a tackle, is he? So I think he can do that defensive midfield role, and he can be a threat going forward as well.
Yeah. Devils United, Maisie, hello, how the devil are you? Thanks for joining us. Any chance we could have Daniel James off you maybe just as a loan, possibly? I know I wouldn't mind him coming in. I've got to be honest with you.
I think Brendan could bring the best out of him.
Yes,
he did well with the youngsters, doesn't he? So
the thing is, though, is that according to sort of what I'm hearing, we might have to sell a few to bring a few in.
Yeah,
but which would be Static. How you doing, mate? As bad as we've had a bad week here, Arsenal, mate, you're having a much more of a mare than we are. But stick at it, mate. Trust the process.
Well, they had a good win the other night in the cup, didn't they?
They did. They did. 6-0. Heck, that's more than they've scored all season in the league, isn't it? Right. So on the left side of midfield, to me, there's only one that we can put in there.
Go on then. Who would you put in there?
It's got to be Harvey Barnes, hasn't it?
Yeah. He's looked great, hasn't he? Yeah, I agree.
He has. He's come back. I've really been impressed with him. He's run at the defences. All right, it's not always come off, but you can maybe get a foul or whatever. But yes, I would definitely have Harvey Barnes there. Now then, on the right side of midfield.
I would. Are you going to have Tielemans just behind the front two?
Well, this is it, because we've got obviously maybe Maddison to fit in there as well. I don't know.
You could put Albrighton in there, I guess.
For me,
but I'd like to see Dewsbury Hall drop in there.
I haven't got I haven't got Dewsbury Hall there because, like I said, this is the BBC and it's very, very, very outdated.
Yeah.
For me, I agree. I want to see Dewsbury Hall. He has been the other player that has impressed me mid. With the pre-season. For me, I think maybe go for Albrighton to start.
Yeah.
Because we do need those older heads there. I think
experience,
the experience that can because of what we're following with the performance against West Ham. We need the.
He never lets you down, does he? Albrighton never lets you down.
No, he never has a bad game. Yeah. So we're going for Daniel Amati there on the right. No, I'm joking. That would be scary, wouldn't it? That would be scary.
I mean, to be honest, Daniel Amati, he's a great squad player, but he always fills me with dread when he's in the team. I don't know why. He's got a rick in him, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He has. But, and I remember walking up Wembley Way, and we just climbed the steps, and we were going around the side of Wembley to get to our entrance, and they started announcing the team. And the groan that came out when Daniel Amati's name was called out, but he had a very good game. Yeah. He was up there for man of the match. Now you could argue that it was a lot of youngsters up front for Man City, but hey, you can only play who you're against. But I thought maybe this is the new revitalized Daniel Amati, and it didn't last long, did it? It didn't last long.
To be fair, he didn't do much wrong in the game against West Ham, did he? I can't particularly pick him out for any errors. I don't think.
No, but and we said this before.
I mean, Antonio, when he scored that terrific strike where he turned Soyuncu inside out, it wasn't Amati, was it?
No, it wasn't. And unfortunately, I think when you get a performance like that, I remember that the game when we qualified for the World Cup and we played Greece at Old Trafford, and David Beckham ran the show, and he might as well have been on that pitch on his own,
Yeah.
But you can't say we had one of those plays. It was just literally everybody's been tarred by the same brush, Box. If only we could, he'd have a back four of Huth, Fuchs, Morgan, and Simpson. Hey, mate, if we could turn the clock, as Cher would say, although I haven't got her fishnet stockings on, but if I could turn back time, I certainly would do, mate. That was a back four to rival anybody. Static says you're talking to the wrong Arsenal fan here. He's realistic. I know. I'm jesting, Static. I'm jesting. Here we go. Forge from Iron, the West Ham United site. This was the one where I went on and I was very brave. I toughed it out on their post-match channel. Good evening, everyone. I wish you good luck for the rest of the season until we next lock horns, of course. Hit the like and subscribe. Thanks very much, mate. Guesty, you're fantastic. Thank you for saying that. I'm a bit worried about next time we play you, to be honest with you. It's going to be a little bit worrying. Static saying, we've done that one. Hang on, we've done that one. Chris, I was not celebrating with champagne and expensive chocolate like every Arsenal fan, Stephen, last night. I'm joking about Stephen. Hey, it was 6-0. It was 6-0. You know, you're playing a team that, you know, not long been out in the Premier League, and okay, it was the youngsters and what have you. But you know, got to be honest with you, if I was in Arsenal's position, I'd take anything at the moment. Boxes said hasn't got a clue. Southgate, how he hasn't picked Greenwood or Barnes. Yep, I would say Maddison. I don't think he get a look in at the moment. He's not back to anywhere near his top form.
He'd be on the bench.
Yeah, Barnes. To be honest with you, I want him to be picked because I want to, you know, obviously Leicester players to do well. But then again, they always come back injured, and I'm not sorry he's not been picked. You know,
or they get tapped up in the dressing room,
and they do get tapped up. They do indeed. Right, so we're going to look at the front three. This is where it gets exciting, and we'll be straight back after this.
The Premier League is back, and we've got it all covered here on Leicester Till I Die TV. Subscribe.
Now then, I do have a feeling, Daniel, we've done very well so far. We've agreed on most things. Now we've got a decision to make here. I think, because we're playing the top two, who do you have in that role? Who are we going to drop? Because you could pick Tielemans.
It's got to be Tielemans for me.
Or you've got Maddison. Would you give Maddison a chance there?
He's looked totally off it in the first two games of the season. He has offered nothing. I'd bench him, definitely.
Would you bring? Where are we going? Hamza Chowdhury on at all?
No.
So we would be down to 10 men again, wouldn't we? You know.
No.
But no, I do have to agree with you there. I do believe that Tielemans, yeah, he had a bad game, but you know, like we said, apart from Schmeichel, who didn't, but you've got to stick Youri Tielemans in there. Do you think that Maddison? There was never an official approach, according to Brendan from Arsenal. But do you think that he maybe not necessarily had his head turned, because I think he's very happy where he is and he's just become a dad. But, you know, with the just becoming a dad, we've all been there. We all know what it's like, sleepless nights, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But coming back off the injury, that and the Arsenal talk, which was all over everywhere, you're not going to ignore that. Do you think his mind was just distracted a little bit, or has been distracted?
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, isn't it? But, I mean, he'll have to get over it, won't he? Yes. And I think he will find form again. You know, there's no doubt about it. He's a talent, isn't he? It's just he's just not performing at the moment. But, you know,
and do you think
he's the bench, and he's somebody that could come on and probably change the game late on? You know, it's against
this is it. Yeah, I mean, at the back end of last season, when you've got you know, the options of who we could bring on, Maddison can turn a game, and you know, that's what you need to come on. You don't need somebody to come on, you know, no disrespect, like a Hamza Chowdhury that's just going to come on. You know, Hamza Chowdhury is not going to produce something spectacular and change the game, but you know, Maddison might do. You know, but
Hamza Chowdhury can come on and just shore up the midfield and see a game out. So, you know, he has got his uses, I guess.
Well, yeah, so does the chocolate teapot, but not his biggest fan. Fan. I think, unfortunately, if players do have to go, as Brendan has alluded to, we know that Hamza is one that Newcastle have been looking at. They seem to be drawing out. And unfortunately, I do believe Pratt will go as well, which is a shame. But, you know, just where do you play Pratt? You know, and I don't think he is of a, you know, he's a Belgium international. He wants to be starting games, and it's natural. And I like Pratt, and I'd love him to stay, but I do understand if he leaves.
Yeah.
Now then, the top two. So on this side, well, it doesn't really matter which side, but this side here, I'm going for Iheanacho.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
Yes. I feel really bad for the guy. I mean, he basically saved our season last season.
And he's won the Charity Shield for us.
Yes, he did. Yeah, nobody was getting that ball off him, were they? This is what, and as I say, I'm a Rodgers fan, and I'm never going to turn around and say Rodgers should go or anything like that. But I do get baffled by his decisions sometimes. We said Inacho is a confidence player. He needs the time. He needs regular game time. And him and Jamie Vardy, and it wasn't even, I don't think that Brendan wanted to do that formation, but I think, with Maddison's injury, it was almost forced upon him because of the players that were available.
Yeah.
And it worked so well. And here we come, new season. Now we're back to just one up front.
Yeah.
And I know Inacho, he seems a lovely guy because we've obviously seen a lot more of him.
Yeah.
But you don't pick somebody because they're lovely, obviously. But I just think he was our top scorer last season.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Vardy's been off it a bit. I mean, I know he scored the game against Wolves, and he had a good first half there, but he was off it against West Ham, wasn't he? So I don't know if you're going to give Daka a go. Looks up.
Well, we will find out. But I agree with you. I mean, we know that we've seen this with Vardy every season. He has this patch where he can't score. It's a little bit worrying because at the back end of last season he wasn't scoring. That's kind of carried on into this season. He's got one goal.
I'd like to see Vardy used a bit more sparingly now. I'd like to see him used in the last 15 minutes of games. Like give Daka a run at teams for the first part of the game, and then bring Vardy on for the last 15 minutes.
I said this I said this to Jeff Peters. I said, I can see him becoming a super sub. That you've been run ragged for 70 minutes, and it's like, oh my fucking hell, they're bringing Vardy on. Those last 15 minutes, it runs you ragged. But again, Vardy got that role of being a provider for Inacho. But again, Rodgers for some reason hasn't gone for that formation. But who is? I'm just going to try and just see if I can fill that with Indeed. No, it's not letting me choose Indeed at all, is it? But that's what the gap is there for, folks. We're not just we're not being silly. We just can't fit Indeed back in there. So who are you going to go for, first of all, yourself, Daniel, for that last position?
I'm going to go for Daka. Give Daka a run. And
now you surprised me there because you were big in Vardy up earlier.
I know, but I just having to think about it. Give him a rest and bring him on the last 15, 20 minutes.
Well, do you know what? I've got to agree with you again. I think Vardy, he is off form at the moment. And I think whoever you are, and I know the argument is that, people don't see Vardy on the steam sheet and the defenders are kind of like, yeah, great, it might not be so bad today. But he does need. I think he's got to be given a break. I think he had fewer touches than Schmeichel.
Yeah,
against West Ham.
Daka's got to get some game time. He's got to get his. He's got to get his. Running the team, hasn't he?
Yes.
So you've got to give him some starts.
We'll probably see him a lot in the cups, I would imagine. Because, like you say, Jamie Vardy can't be playing in 4 competitions. But, at the moment, and it's awkward because, like you say, Jamie Vardy can play rubbish for 10 games, and in that 11th game, he can play rubbish for 89 minutes. And then, in the last minute and a bit of injury time, he can get you 2 goals and win you the game.
He's done it all his career, hasn't he?
Exactly. But there has to come a time when we say you need a rest.
I'm not dissing him, and I'll never do that. I'm just saying, we need to look after him and need to protect him a bit more, because he's not going to be able to play every game and whatever. Let's put a bit of cotton wool around him and use him sparingly, use him cleverly.
I agree, and I can say, I mean, David agrees with us there. If there was any game to give Daka a start, it probably is this game. So I agree with you in your choice here. I think so, and I think I just, I just think you've got to at some point. Vardy, was he that bad, or was it the fact that we just weren't getting the ball to him? I think it was the latter.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
And didn't he give the ball away for the first goal? Or was it the last goal? We gave the ball away, didn't he?
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember which goal it was, but he certainly gave the ball away. One of the goals.
Yeah, like I say, you can't say that on that one game anybody should be there. I mean, I think I'm not saying necessarily we've seen the end of Perez, but I think Perez could really regret getting sent off, because these next 3 games we can pull something together without Perez.
We needed a shake-up, didn't it? I think what we've done here is as good a shake-up as any. But I mean, whether Brendan will do that remains to be seen, doesn't it? But
I can't see it somehow, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
But let's just have a look at the team we've gone for then. So we it's a 4-1-3-2 there. So Casper in goal, Behera and Bertrand the 2, and it'd be great to see Bertrand back, because I think Soyuncu needs that. And indeed, we are going to lose a little bit in midfield by dropping him back, because as Brendan says, you're going to be thinking about what you're gaining, but is that less than what you're losing? But Soumare, I think, will do a good job in Ndidi's place. I just can't trust Amati at the moment. I'm sorry, Daniel and Amati, but I just can't. I don't know. Brighton never lets us down, like you say. Give him a half and maybe bring Dewsbury Hall on, because he's been great pre-season. Barnes, I mean, he's probably the one player that's really doing well for us at the moment. Tielemans, I mean, he had a bad game, but so did everybody. But with Tielemans, he can turn it on, can't he? Yeah. And then the 2 up front, let's get 2 up front back again, Nacho and Daka. And it worked for us last season, Brendan. Why aren't you doing it again this season?
The passing was all a bit predictable against West Ham, wasn't it? It was all a bit laboured and ponderous, and
it was. Yeah. And my worry is that, like we said at the start, is for me, Leicester's got that performance in them every now and again.
Yeah, but there'll probably be a response to that game now. So remains to be seen. We'll see.
We will see. Well, I think if they play that team, I think we should win. But Brendan, and I know you watch this, Brendan. So get these decisions made. Bookline, good evening, Master. How the devil are you? Bookline is slow. Bookline is slow to make changes. Brendan is slow to make changes. I think we'll only see 2 changes: O'Brien for Perez, Bertrand for Thomas. Could be right, but I just think when you've had a bad performance like that, let's just shake things up a bit and see what comes out. And like we've said, and maybe we shouldn't be saying this, but it is Norwich, at the end of the day. But talking of Luke Thomas, Daniel, of course, you've just done is it Luke Thomas you've just done a picture of?
Yeah. One of the guy that has the pub, the 1852 bar in Wigston's, just had the one I did for him signed by Luke Thomas, and his mum wanted one, so that's the reason I've done another one. So it's for his mum. I just got to work out now. I'm going to get it to her because I don't know. but she's asked through all the people who signed this picture for him if I can do one for her. So it's going to find its way to her somehow. So. Yeah.
Well, I've always said you've got an amazing talent there. How can people, because you can go on to LeicesterTillIDie.com and go under art as one of the subheadings, and you've got a page on my website with a lot of your artwork on. But how can people find you separate to Leicester Till I Die?
Well, I'm on Instagram. It's Danny Harrison Art on Instagram. I have got my own website, but I can't recall what the actual address is.
It took me ages to find it, if you remember. But It's memorable then, your website.
DanHarrisonArt.com.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
If you like Leicester City, you are an amazing talent, Daniel, and he gets the likeness of these players off amazingly.
You can see it behind me. It's just behind my head. The actual picture there. It's on my easel.
Oh yeah. Honestly, that's what I should have done. You see, I had a misspent youth. I should have learned to do something properly.
DMM practice, mate.
Oh yes, of course. DMMK Swift. I'd play Ricky P right mid and get Castagna in right back. We did toy with that, and I mentioned that, didn't we, at the start?
Yeah.
That's
not a bad call, actually. It's not a bad call.
It's not. I think if we didn't have Albrighton in there, I think maybe that would have,
Those two can. I mean, Albrighton, and because Albrighton's, if I recall, has dropped to right back before, covering at right back, hasn't he?
Yes.
So he can cover for if Ricky P goes forward.
They do tend to swap and to change.
Yeah.
As does Castagna. But Demuk Swift. It's a very good point, and that is an option, and I think one that he might use going forward. Can't wait to get James Justin back, and I can't wait to get. We just seem to be blighted with injuries, don't we? But I think if we get that team out, I think we will have picked a good team there, Daniel.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think we've done well. The boys have done well. Daniel, thanks very much. It was just a bit of fun, just a quick show, just to say, have a look and see what the changes were that we needed to do. The draw tomorrow for the Europa League.
Yeah. Have you brought your tickets for the home games, mate? Have you done the package thing?
Well, no, because I'm stuck down in.
You're stuck down south.
In the South Coast, but. I have done it, and I tell you what, it is knackering for evening games. I did it for the Champions League, but I've got to be honest with you. Fair play, Leicester. What a good price for three tickets for the Europa League.
Not bad, is it? I think it's 70 some quid, 75 quid,
69 or something like that. Yes, yeah. My worry is that have you seen some of the teams that are in there?
I haven't taken much notice. Why have we got all the?
There's some. Let me just see if I can. Bring this up at all. Europe. I think we're going to be in pot 2. So a lot of teams that are in pot 1. So some big names in there. So let me just see if I.
We've just beat Villarreal, who won it. So we shouldn't fear it, should we? Really.
Thankfully, they're in the Champions League because they won it, so they can't injure any more of our players.
Yes,
but right, let's just see if I can quickly get this up here. Europe, there we go, and here we go, and the wonders of modern technology. There we go. So I mean, when you look at some of the teams, Real Sociedad, Lyon. Marseille, Eindhoven, Sparta Prague got through again. Napoli, Braga we know, of course. Spartak Moscow.
Yeah, but you want to be playing these teams. That's what it's all about. You don't want to be playing like rubbish European teams, do you?
No, you don't. You certainly don't. You would hope to meet them maybe later on when you've got through the group. Yes. But I mean, if you look at a lot of those teams there, maybe I'm looking at them on past glories. Napoli finished 5th, Lazio 6th. Genk have come through the qualifiers.
The way to look at it as well, though, if you draw a good group and you don't get out of the group, you still played some good sides, haven't you? And
you have. Yes, we have
good sides. That's another way of looking at it, I suppose.
And you do go down to the Europa League as well, the Europa Conference. Sorry.
Yeah.
So like you drop out of the Champions League, you also drop. Yeah, we drop down if we do come 3rd. So talking of which, anybody know how Southampton are getting on?
I don't know.
Not Southampton. What am I saying? Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Captain Kane scores twice as Spurs reach Europa Conference League group stage. Damn.
Bizarre, wasn't it? Him coming out and saying he's committed to him and stuff. It's
well, it's all a load of bollocks, isn't it? You know what I mean?
He's gonna run his contract down or something, isn't he?
Yeah, well, when you come to think, we've got a 19-year-old that's got more domestic titles than Harry Kane has.
Yeah.
That sums Tottenham up, I think, you know. But the 11 o'clock tomorrow. No, it's not. Sorry, 11:45 tomorrow. If anybody's watching, I'm going to be doing the live covering the draw. So let's see who we get. We can't get Soria Luhansk again because they weren't in it. They're in the Conference League. So that's one good thing. Daniel, thank you very much, mate.
No worries, mate. Just good timing, mate, because my battery's about to go.
Excellent. Thanks so much for popping on. We'll see you soon. And fingers crossed for the weekend. Cheers. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Thanks to Daniel there for popping on and doing that. Oops, let me just get rid of that as well. And do check him out, Daniel Harrison Art. He's really good at his pictures. He even made me look nice when he drew me. No, he didn't. That would be impossible, wouldn't it? So we are back. 2 shows tomorrow, 11 o'clock. I keep saying 11 because it was 11, but it's actually going to be 11:45. Join me, and I will be having a look and coming live from my second bedroom, bringing you the draw for the Europa League. Who are we going to get? Let's hope we get a favourable draw like we did last year. And then at 7 o'clock tomorrow, we are going to be bringing you the Norwich preview. Me and Craig will be doing that, and looking forward to Norwich. We need to get a win, don't we? We need to get back on our bike and get pedalling and get that win when we've fallen off it. Fingers crossed. See you at 12 o'clock tomorrow for the draw, or 7 o'clock tomorrow for the match preview. Thanks for joining us. Bit of fun tonight. That's the formation and the team that we should pick for, we think Brendan should pick for Saturday against Norwich. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe.
Hello, Matt Elliott here. Be sure to watch Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and follow all their social media platforms for all the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye, and see you next time.
To an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.